In the grim darkness of the far future, where survival demands unyielding ruthlessness, fear can be as potent a weapon as any blade or bolter. Among the Emperor's legions, none embody this philosophy more than the 8th Legion. Forged into the fires of terror and shadow, their name alone was enough to inspire dread across the stars. The 8th Legion was born during the tumultuous unification wars on Terra, a time when the Emperor's ambition sought to unite humanity under a single banner. The gene seed of the 8th Legion was given to recruits drawn from the harshest corners of Terra's broken landscapes, including the gang-ridden underhives and anarchic wastelands. These recruits, forged by lives of unrelenting violence and hardship, brought a natural affinity for brutality and survival. The result was a legion steeped in ruthless pragmatism, excelling in instilling submission through fear. During this early period, the 8th Legion was often tasked with pacifying the most rebellious and defiant regions of Terra. Their brutal efficiency made them ideal for rooting out sedition and imposing the Emperor's rule with unyielding force. By relying on terror tactics, such as public executions and psychological intimidation, they ensured compliance with minimal prolonged conflict. This grim approach to warfare set them apart from their brother legions and laid the foundation for their enduring reputation as enforcers of fear. The Emperor's discovery of Konrad Curze on the dark world of Nostramo brought the 8th Legion a leader who personified their methods. Curze had imposed a brutal order on his world by punishing the guilty with horrific public displays, earning the name Night Hunter. His reunion with the Legion aligned perfectly with their existing practices, transforming them into an even more fearsome force. During the Great Crusade, the Night Lords were deployed to worlds where rebellion or corruption had taken root, using fear to crush resistance. However, the grim sense of justice and willingness to terrorize entire populations often alienated them from their allies. The Night Lords operated with a loosely hierarchical structure, allowing their commanders significant autonomy. While this flexibility enhanced their adaptability, it also fostered a level of individualism that would later contribute to the Legion's fragmentation. Their companies, often referred to as warbands, excelled in infiltration, sabotage, and lightning-fast strikes designed to shatter enemy morale before direct engagement. Units like the Raptors, masters of aerial terror and ambush, became iconic within the Legion. Militarily, the Night Lords followed a doctrine rooted in terror and psychological domination. Civilian populations were as much a target as enemy combatants, with atrocities committed publicly to demoralize foes. These strategies earned them missions where the Imperium required compliance at any cost, particularly on worlds with entrenched defiance or systematic corruption. Despite their effectiveness, their methods drew ire and mistrust from other legions, isolating the Night Lords as pariahs within the Emperor's forces. During the Horus Heresy, the Night Lords sided with the traitors, though their reasons were rooted in disillusionment with the Emperor rather than devotion to chaos. They viewed the Imperium as hypocritical, punishing them for the very brutality they were created to enact. Despite their disdain for the Chaos Gods, exposure to the warp and the loss of Curze fractured the Legion into countless warbands. Some embraced chaos, while others adhered to a nihilistic path of self-interest, continuing their campaigns of terror as independent entities. By the 41st millennium, the Night Lords were no longer a unified legion, but a scattered collection of renegades. Their warbands, operating as pirates and marauders, prey upon imperial worlds and isolated systems, spreading fear and destruction wherever they tread. Despite their fragmentation, the Night Lords' reputation for terror endures, and their actions remain a persistent threat to the Imperium. Their nihilism and disregard for allegiance to chaos or the Emperor make them unpredictable and deadly. The Night Lords are a haunting reminder of the dangers of wielding fear as a weapon. Created to enforce order through terror, their descent into rebellion and fragmentation reflects the fine line between justice and tyranny. Though broken and scattered, their legacy persists, etched in the nightmares of a galaxy gripped by eternal war.